Welcome to Clock the Talk Work. What's the name of this podcast?
Off the clock
Off
talk.
the clock talk.
Okay. Off the Clock Talk. ASMR with spooky things.
Yes, we're talking about irrational fears and whether or not it is rational to have those irrational fears.
And maybe some rational fears.
Right, yeah.
I think mine is perfectly rational.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a choice. Mine's not rational, but I still embrace it.
Yours
I understand.
yours is irrational but very common.
Yeah, I can understand why.
I know. And
Yours.
it's so silly because I swim in the sea, just to give you a hint.
Yeah, well, we can dive into what they are. So you want to start us off?
So my irrational fear before I was an adult was, I think, probably heights and responsibility, like being an adult. But now that I am an adult, kind of, my irrational fear is a fear of sharks. And I never had this before. I never had this problem. Like, I would go swimming in the sea when I was little with my family, and they would not see me for hours. You know, you turn around, we're at the beach, they turn around for 1 second, and I'm gone. I'm out of there. I'm running around with just a diaper on, just, you know.
In the water?
Yeah, in the water. I was like 5 years old. My Aunt Pascal and my mom at one point lost me. This was at the North Sea, and near Belgium, where my family's from. And they lost me. They legit lost me, and I was gone for hours.
I don't
And
think I
they
knew this.
No, because I didn't know it either until my mom talked about it recently. And she said they found me with a handful of like seashells just hanging out on the beach,
Oh,
you know,
I knew this.
about 3 miles from where they were sitting.
Yeah.
And I had been in the water a lot and stuff. And so, yeah, I was not allowed to swim without a chaperone. So I never had a problem with fear of sharks before. But more and more recently, since I started watching like shark stuff, I started getting scared. And when I actually think about the ocean, it scares me that there's going to be a shark there.
I was going to say the media really yields towards sharks being the most deadly creatures in the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
When in reality, we don't even know like a majority of what's in the ocean. But like, I could see why you have that fear, because honestly, I was going to say that's interesting that you're an adult now having that fear, because I was a kid when I had that fear.
Really?
Yeah, I like would refuse to go near the water.
What does it say about me?
Hey, I think it's okay. It's valid. That's funny.
So where did it come from? Was there an origin? Like, did you see a shark movie and it spooked you, or how did that come about?
I don't know. I think my whole childhood, my dad was whispering in my ear how he would never go swimming in the ocean because there are sharks and sea urchins and you can die if you're in the ocean, which is a very like brown dad thing to do. I mean, he thinks everything is scary because he's just overprotective. And so even when I went swimming in like the Sea of Cortez with my mom recently when we were on vacation, my dad was like, "Be careful. Don't swim too far. Look at where you're going. Look down." And I'm like, it's true. Like that sea is dangerous because it can pull you out. Mm-hmm. But I mean, for the most part, when I think about going to swim in the ocean, I have no problem. I have no problem. If it's a clear ocean, I have a problem. Sea of Cortez, I was scared because I could see fish and everything. And most people that'd be like, "Oh, that's so beautiful. There are fish and everything." And for me, I'm like, I can see if a shark is coming and that's going to freak me out and I'm going to start swimming away and that's going to activate the predator drive of the shark and I'm going to get bitten.
So you would rather see the shark coming than not?
I would rather not see the shark coming.
Okay.
I would rather it be murky, which ironically is one of the conditions where you're more likely to see a shark. I would rather it be murky. I can't see shit, so then I'm just calm and I calmly swim away.
Yeah.
Without even knowing I was in danger.
That makes sense. I think that like if you see a picture of a shark, you're just unnerved.
It just makes me feel uneasy because their eyes are soulless. But at the same time, I know that the media has influenced me into thinking that sharks are these horrible creatures. And I still respect sharks. And I think that a lot of sharks are being hunted unjustly. I mean, we kill more than 100 million sharks a year annually. And that's just not sustainable. And sharks are a part of the food chain. and important for ocean biodiversity. But there are some sharks, like a bull shark, I cannot. If I see a picture of a bull shark, it makes me scared because they're aggressive towards humans and they're really scary.
More on that later.
Yeah, we got a little preview. That makes sense though. Like I think that like if I see a picture of a shark, I'm just like, oh, maybe it's even kind of cute even. There are some pictures like the megalodons that like show like the size comparison that kind of is a preview of my fear that we'll get into. But I think like just seeing a picture or just talking about it doesn't scare me, but if we were swimming in the ocean and you told me there was a shark coming, that would activate the fear.
Yeah, I was gonna say there was one time I was swimming in I think it was the Caribbean, that there was a current and I was one to just like want to challenge myself with swimming. I don't know, I like to swim. But I would like go throughout the current and I would, get pushed back a little bit, but I was like enjoying myself. But I was with some friends and they were a little concerned because they had thought that the current was going to push me back like way out to sea. And so they were like, no, like stop. And I was like, oh no, I'm having fun. But then like after the fact, they were like, we thought a shark was going to come get you or something. So I was like, oh, okay, well, that's a little scary knowing. Like in the process, I was fine. And then now thinking back, I was like, a shark could have come and like, I don't know, just tried to see if I was tasted good or whatnot. Whatever sharks. You had like a shark joke with Arby's.
Oh yeah. I was like, the shark won't get you. It had Arby's. There was no reason why that came about. It just went where my brain went. Remember that time we were swimming and that we thought there was a stingray in the ocean?
Yeah, stingray.
Yeah. I was out of the water as fast as I could be. And I don't have a fear of stingrays, but if you tell me if there's a stingray or a shark, I'm out.
So yeah, I'm a flight. If we're going to talk about fight, flight, or freeze, I'm 100% a flight. So like in reference to the stingray, I thought what was the tail of the stingray, and just immediately like there were waves. I just immediately like jumped into a wave and rode it. Like not professionally, of course, but like out of the water. It like is what I used to get out of the water as soon as I could. And then once I was out of the water, I was like collecting myself and I was like, okay, I need to tell Caleb. Get out of that water. I know.
I could have already been stung by that point.
Where's she going? Just treading water?
He thought I had fallen, I think. He had said that.
Yeah.
Fell?
I thought you were just like you got caught by a wave and then you just kind of fell, but then you were like, there's a stingray, and then I was like,
yeah. Then you were standing, I remember, so you were able to kind of run out. But
yeah.
I was like, I don't know what you call floating, I guess. And so then when I thought I saw the tail, it was probably about as far as your foot is for me. I was like, not today, stingray.
I gave her every ounce. I remember the little seashells that were at the bottom, like were kind of like cutting up my feet a little bit because I put like, it's hard to run underwater. And so I was like really pushing, and I'm also trying to not move the mic that much.
Oh yeah.
It'd be all, but
I think it's an irrational fear because I know it's mainly based on what the media, like these shark movies and stuff that I've watched, which I haven't seen Jaws, actually, surprisingly. The classic I haven't seen. But there's some of these, like Sharknado's not going to scare me,
Yeah.
Those things, I'm not scared of that. Mako sharks, I'm not going to be scared of that, And even some of these bigger sharks, there are really properly trained marine biologists that say just stay calm, stay still, and like move, their snout away from you gently with your hand. But the fact that there is something that is in the sea that I could just be swimming and minding my own business and I'm in its territory and it could just choose to end me. That's just scary to me.
The sea is a scary place.
Yeah.
Like just beyond sharks, like what is the statistic? Like we've only explored 10% of the ocean.
Yeah.
Something like that. Something that's very small.
Yeah. So
Percentage.
there's the megalodon, right? Which is like the biggest known shark to ever exist. There could be a creature bigger than that and more deadlier than that, and we haven't discovered it yet.
I don't know. I think though it's an irrational fear, it is pretty valid because you kind of have this example set forth for you where like, it's kind of hard to not visualize a man-eating creature when you think of a shark. Because it's just so much of what the media has surrounded ourselves with.
And I think it's interesting because the media is also, like it's movies, TVs, radio, we say the media, but to define it loosely, it's all of these different communication streams that come together to create an image of something. For example, when you think about lightning striking, what are your first thoughts about that?
I don't know.
Thor.
Door?
I need to get away from that. I'm gonna run the other way.
I'm gonna run. What about like the instance of it? Do you think it happens a lot? Okay. Well, the likelihood of me being attacked or killed by a shark is less than me being struck by lightning.
Yeah.
So that's why it's an irrational fear, because I know rationally, like, these creatures are not coming after me usually, unless it's a bull shark or something like that. These creatures are not going to be actively hunting humans while we're on our beach still near the reef and stuff,
Right.
And it's the incidents of it are so low that it's not going to happen usually. But still, and I think about their eyes and the teeth, and they just look scary. They look cool sometimes, but they kind of look scary. But I think that whole overall negative perception is why there's such a bad problem with, the shark fin industry, where they cut off the fins of sharks to sell or eat or whatever. That's a huge problem because sharks are seen as a threat, and so it's a lot easier to kill them.
Right.
Instead of actually realizing they're not gonna, unless you put yourself in a bad situation that's not gonna hurt you, but still makes sense that you're scared of it. But does it? I don't know.
I'm curious though, what shark movies have you seen?
I've seen, what is it? I've seen a lot of nature documentaries about sharks, actually.
Oh, nice.
And then I remember watching Soul Surfer when I was really young, and that was scary. I think that's what was really it. It was Soul Surfer.
And that one's based on a true story, so I could see how that could also
Yeah.
enhance your fear if it's based on something that actually did happen.
And in that movie, they go out and they find the shark and they kill it. And I'm not sure if that's reflected by what actually happened to that surfer, Bethany. But that did scare me. But, at the same time, it also kind of let me see past the irrational fear because, she was able to go back and surf and go there. Like, she didn't, well, I don't know if she blamed the shark or not. I don't know her personally, but I don't know. Like, if somebody, if you love the ocean, if you love swimming, then you shouldn't let it stop you from exploring something new, trying something new, just putting your feet in the waves. Because a shark is not going to come up on the shore and bite your foot off. That's not how that works.
Hey, don't jinx it.
That's not going to happen.
There's a fuzzy flying through the air.
Catch it, 4K.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to use this as a transition point because we have pictures to look at.
Caleb just wants to torture me. He just wants to see my reaction.
Yeah, let's do it. Bring up the sharks.
Oh, gosh. Okay. So here was the concept that I based on when I looked up the pictures. I picked out one that I thought maybe wasn't super scary. Actually kind of cute. So we'll see what you have to say, Allison.
Okay.
But the second picture is actually, in my opinion, it is pretty scary. So I will agree with you in the sense that bull sharks are actually kind of scary.
Okay.
They're aggressive.
Let's see.
Let me pull up. Yeah. So this one I thought was actually kind of cute. Look at the nose. It looks like, have you ever seen the movie Shark Tales?
Yeah.
It looks kind of like a cute shark. Like he would be a fun animated shark.
That is a 600-pound thing.
It looks massive.
He looks kind of squishy.
It's a bull shark. It's
Yeah.
giant. Do you see how?
I mean, the eyes do look a little eerie. I don't know about soulless.
He look goofy, doesn't he?
No. Look at it closely, people. Okay, that does look a little goofy. I will say.
It says they've been known to cause more casualties than great white sharks, which that's a little eerie to
I
me.
want to cry. He's staring at me.
He looks
Look
kinda
at those
goofy to me.
teeth. Look at those teeth. Look, there's stuff stuck in his teeth. He didn't floss.
The teeth are sharp, but the eyes look like if this guy had a voice, he would be like, "Oh, what's up, guys?"
Yeah, like some anime.
I guess
movies.
am I supposed to be overcoming my fear? Because this doesn't look too scary, but imagine seeing just a dark shadow. You're just swimming, and then you turn around and you see a dark shadow
Okay.
that's that size coming at you, and its mouth is slowly opening.
No, that is where I'm done. Like, no. That's Shadows, no.
Ooh.
I think too, like if I'm just looking at this on a screen, if I actually saw this in real life, knowing that like sharks are predators and they can attack you, I would be shivering.
I would be too.
I see that nose and I'm gonna try and punch it.
Right, yeah.
Or I would end up just freezing. I'm a freezer. And like
you're a freezer.
fight, flight, or
Freeze.
flee.
I'm
I would
freeze too.
freeze. And then it would, maybe it would stop, but I think it would try and taste one of my legs.
I think in this instance, it's probably better to freeze because I hear when you move and splash around, it's like you're attracting the shark even more.
That's true. Yeah.
So,
All right.
Okay, this one's not bad, but he's
Okay.
giant. He's massive.
the second picture, I can understand fear. Like, that doesn't look like a friendly fish to be in the water with.
Looks like he ate something sour.
Okay, that's kind of funny.
Caleb's just trying to ruin my fear.
That's how I look when I eat like an.
Okay,
an
look at
orange.
those teeth, though.
That does not. Look,
Wicked.
Yeah, the teeth look uninviting for sure. I would not want any
I think
part of my
it's-
body in that.
I think it's great white sharks that have the completely black, like pupil eyes.
Yeah.
But bull sharks are just scary. There's just something about them that if I just was there swimming and I see a massive, like these things are like 600, 500 pounds. I mean, these guys are massive. Not as big as, I don't know if they're as big as a great white. I don't think they are. But they're giant. And it's just sitting there waiting.
it's floating.
It's floating.
I wonder.
That'd be freaky.
That would be freaky. And I wonder what the fish in the background are thinking. Because they're kind of just chilling there. But maybe they're afraid. I don't know.
I don't know. I think it's eat or be eaten there. And if you know that the shark has eaten recently, you're not going to be scared. But that's the problem. I don't have fins. I can't swim away very gracefully or fast.
So let me ask you this. Would you, if you were in like a safe tank and like it was okay, like you're 100% safe,
No.
you wouldn't do it?
Like a cage. Are you thinking of a shark?
Like swimming with the sharks in a cage?
Kind of. Like I look at it through like a photography point of view. Like I see this and I'm like, I wonder what the photographer was doing. Like I don't think I would want to just be in like a scuba suit and I'm just like open next to it. But if I was in like one of those cages where it's like safe, I think I might do that.
I don't think I would.
There's a lot of like people who do that they're just literally in scuba. Not even scuba gear, some of them. Some of them are just, free swimming. And they come across like some sharks and it's like mako sharks or something. So it's not as bad. But I mean, I just can't imagine being in a cage. But for some reason, I like it when I see sharks in an aquarium.
Like,
I'm okay if I see them in an aquarium
So that's like a safe environment.
because it's safe and I can run away. Even if the glass were to crack and they were falling on my head or something, I could still run. In the water, they are the ones that can eat me. Like they're the ones that can kill me.
You're in their territory.
Yeah, so I think it's a thing about safety and like control. So maybe that's the whole thing for it. Like that's the whole thing about heights too. I was really scared of heights when I was younger and I didn't realize it. Because I could still do like zip line stuff and like adventure park stuff. But even then I would be able to control how high I went. So I think for me, the irrational fear is based on control. Like, I don't want to be in the sea with a bunch of sharks around me, even in a cage, because if the cage broke, I'm out of my depth. I'm gonna get killed.
Out of your depth.
I should have guessed that one would cut.
yeah, I don't think I would want to be enclosed. I also don't like being enclosed in tight spaces. I guess I have claustrophobia. And it would just it would unsettle me if there was a shark outside swimming.
And it's kind of like hypocritical, I know, because I'm saying I love to go swimming in the sea and stuff, but I'm not swimming out to where my feet aren't touching,
Yeah.
And even if I am, it's still within the designated safe zone or whatever. So, it's very different than being submerged in a cage out in the open water.
Well, that could lead into my fear is, if we're discussing irrational fears, the, what would you call it? There's a name I know for it, but the fear of not being able to see below you in deep water. And it's just like,
The lissomophobia.
Thalassophobia.
That's exactly what I said.
yeah.
No, it's
I think it's that one. That one's like the fear of deep ocean. Which let's go ahead and just get into the pictures and talk about it at the same time because we probably got about, I want to say 20 minutes.
All right.
You guys got to stop me. I'm a professional yapper. You need to. All right, let's move on, Allison.
No.
Okay, let's get that picture off the screen. We don't need to see that.
Oh no, did I lose all the pictures? You guys, I might have just deleted all.
History.
Oh, no, wait.
You do history. Oh, there it is.
No worries, guys. Oh, sorry. Look here.
Oh, no. Oh, there we go.
This I've seen before. It unsettles me. Like looking at it while researching before the podcast.
I don't like that either.
You do not just float down. Just slip and you would just be falling down.
Exactly. No, I do not. I'm not for that. Like that's also something that I guess I have a fear of is just the feeling of falling. I do not like that feeling.
So is it the fact that there's like, it could be super, super deep, or is it the fact that you can't see, or both?
Both. It's like the fact that it's super deep, that you can't see where you're going. You're headed towards, say, if you were to float down. There could be a creature down there that I don't know of. Like all I picture,
The unknown.
exactly, it's the unknown, like the fear of the unknown. And so I don't know. I just picture something. This kind of like correlates with your shark fear, like something's just opening its mouth, waiting for me to fall into it.
Oh,
Or like I picture like
I agree.
a shark coming up, and though it's irrational as we were just discussing, it's just like all my mind will jump to. It's just like the worst case scenario when I can't see what's actually down there.
Yeah, that's why I don't like it. I don't like it because you can't see, like you don't know, like I'm trying to picture myself as that dude sitting there. And I'm a little bit of like I kind of like to push my fear a little bit. So I think I might attempt to like swim out over there, but for a little bit. Like I don't, that just looking at it, I'm like, ugh.
Like those rocks falling are making me shiver.
Yeah, where are those rocks going, dude?
I would swim out there.
You would?
You would.
I like knowing that there's not going to be anything like that I can see.
Oh, there's videos that I should have pulled up because there's like animation videos. Like I could probably play them over the edit, and then whenever you go back and watch this, you'll see. But it's like a scuba diver just like chilling out in this little section.
I've
You can
seen
just-
those.
Yeah,
And they have
big creature.
It's a
comes out.
big, like it's a giant, it looks like almost like an anglerfish, a giant anglerfish coming up to try and eat it. See, that stuff, if that happens, I'm dead anyway.
But if it's a shark,
Well,
That's different.
but you like being able. You would rather not see.
I would rather not see.
I would
like-
rather see.
In this picture, he can see everything. I could swim that deep, but as long as it's not clear and I can't see anything, I'm fine.
No, I'm not. You will not find me there. That will never.
Cause I will not be there.
you'll find me there. I'll just be a little unnerved. All right, next picture.
Okay, so are we jumping into my second picture or your pictures?
Let's go into your second one.
Okay, this is my second one. This one is edited because it's got an eye play, but it still makes me feel weird. Like,
It's like swimming in a lake almost, and you can't see anything past your feet.
Do you see what's underneath the feet though from your angle?
Yeah, I see an eye.
That kind of is actually a good segue into my fear because my fear is things that are like unnaturally big. Which if I was swimming and I just saw an eye open like that, first of all, I'm like, there's something alive underneath me. But let's even say it was a shark or something and the eye was that big. That's what's getting me.
so your fear is like large objects, the fact that they can be underwater.
Or not even underwater. There was a picture I saw. You may have it pulled up here, but it was like somebody standing next to like the Titanic propeller. And just the propeller itself is massive. And there's just something like, it doesn't make me like scared. It just makes me really like, oh.
I feel that. Yeah, it's just unnerving.
Yeah.
It's unnerving. Yeah, I think I do actually have that picture. I'm actually gonna. Is it this one?
Yes. The picture that I was looking at was actually like the ship above water, like the propeller being made. But that is also another good one because it shows the scale of it. Like that's like even in this picture, the propeller is pretty big. But what's the other part of the ship that's behind that lad?
Wait, so then do skyscrapers?
Actually, a little bit. Not as much, but like whenever we were in Chicago and I would look up at a building, it's not like I'm scared and shivering, but it kind of does put like a pit in me. I'm like, ooh, it's cool. I think I'm more fascinated, but it's also something that I'm like, ooh, that's crazy that something is that big.
There's been instances where you've like, I don't know why, you've pictured the building falling.
That also might, that's just the part of the little boy in me that's just like, what would happen if this just started to tip?
Ugh, I don't know. My thing is like, you can't see below the ship. Like there's nothing there. That would unnerve me.
Yeah.
I mean, does that mean you're scared of space, Kanaya?
I don't think I would want to go to space.
You can be an astronaut.
I 10 out of 10 would go to space.
Yeah.
But it would scare me though. But space fascinates me, but frightens me at the same time.
It's just, there's nothing. Like, it's just space, you know?
There's a quote in I think it was Interstellar that got to me a little bit, but the one of the main characters he was listening to like rain sounds, and then Matthew McConaughey comes in, he's like, "Are you okay?" And he's just like, "There's 3 inches of steel and then nothing."
That's just wild.
Yeah.
That quote, whenever that happened, I was like,
That is unnerving.
Hold on. So what's scarier for both of you? The sea or space?
for me, it's the sea.
For me, it's space.
Space. Wow. Okay. Okay.
What would you say?
Sharks.
Yeah. Honestly, I mean, I guess the sea, because there's so much of it that we haven't explored. Space, I'm kind of like, yeah, I'm gonna die, can't breathe, you know.
In both cases.
What about sharks in space?
Yeah. Sharks in space. Okay, now we're getting to like Sharknado versions. I don't know. I think the shark thing is just an irrational fear, but when I'm actually in the water, I'm not afraid of sharks anymore. It's just when I'm just out and about and I think about sharks, I'm like, oh, creepy.
I have a really tiny irrational fear. I won't spend too much time on it, but my like biggest irrational fear is losing my hair.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like
That's one that a lot of men have.
Yeah, I think so.
Balding, yeah.
yeah.
Big deal.
It's not like if it happens, I'm not gonna go super crazy on trying to get my hair back. Like I'm not gonna wear a wig or try to get surgery to put my hair back. But it would be really sad. And if I'm in the shower, I remember when I was a kid, I was shampooing and some hair fell out, and I was so scared. I thought I had, because I didn't know that chemo was the thing that made you lose hair. I thought if you just got cancer, you lose hair. So I was like, I'm cooked. I have cancer.
That's valid. I think, yeah, as a man, like you don't, like men generally lose their hair, and, you know, receding hairline is a thing.
Yeah.
Is it common for women? I don't think so. Or maybe it is.
Depends. Like pregnancy can cause hair loss.
Yeah.
Postpartum and stuff, you can lose a lot of hair and things, and pregnancy has a lot of weird side effects that are kind of scary, but like you can have, I'm not even going to say it. There's a lot of side effects to pregnancy that are just weird, and it just depends on the person. We're not going to go into that. That could be a whole other podcast.
A whole other episode.
But yeah, hair loss is one of my fears. It's kind of just, it is what it is if it happens, but I would be really sad, and I would also be terrified while it's happening.
That's fair. I mean, we have friends who've lost their hair, and, you know, it's a normal fear, I think. Do you want me to show you your second picture?
Yes.
That's to your large objects submerged underwater. Ooh. Does this unnerve you?
It kind of does. That one, not so much. I think that one's like a reasonable size to me. Like if I was that scuba diver, I would actually be trying to be swimming up into that airplane. Like it's not super. I think if it's really big.
I don't think I would, because first of all, it looks like you can't really see what's in that airplane unless you get up close to it. And like sharks will also swim near sunken items. Is that what were you going to say? You look very excited.
The Little Mermaid. That was the first movie I saw where the shark was a villain. Trying to eat. Yeah, the animated one.
Oh, and the shark was a menace in that one.
Yeah, he was chasing Ariel. Now, for your fear, all you need to do is think that you're Ariel, Caleb.
Beautiful.
You know, that's just it. You can just, you know. So, like, I would be thinking I'm Ariel. Let's go swim through this sunken airplane.
No, don't go through. No, you shouldn't go near sunken items. That's where the sharks always are.
Sometimes I want to go into abandoned houses.
Okay, that is a whole different situation.
Because I drive so much, and I'm driving through like ghost towns, and I'm like, wow, that looks interesting. I kind of want to go in there. But
No thanks.
Yeah, it's probably not smart. It's probably trespassing and
That one is like,
not legal.
I'm a goody two shoes. I don't want to trespass, but I also don't want to like find
Fair.
somebody creeping out in there. Back to this one though, because I had another thought that I didn't want to lose. There's images of like the very very tip of the Titanic that they unnerve me a little bit because it's like you see the tip of it, but the rest of it just fades into darkness.
Okay, see, that would unnerve me.
So
That could be scary. I could see that because that's actually what happened.
yeah,
Because it was completely dark when the Titanic sank. So you just have all these other people clinging for dear life that couldn't make it on the lifeboats on like the top of it that still had light, I'm assuming. But even not, you just hear people like, unfortunately screaming and like it's just darkness.
Yeah, it was a new moon that night, and that's why it was just
That's scary.
in the movie, like whenever the ship like goes up, the lights are still on, but once the lights turn off, like you could still see, but that's just because of the movie.
Yeah.
In real life, supposedly, when those lights went off, you can't see a thing. It's completely pitch black. That scares me a lot.
and then it's ice cold.
That would be scary.
It's ice cold, and there was even a shot in the movie where like one of the propellers like fell on somebody. Like that was happening, but you had no idea. Like the ship could be right above you, and you know how big that thing got. Like I don't know if the movie like did it justice, because that's also why I'm like really obsessed with the Titanic. I would love to check out the Titanic museum, but part of it is because it's such a huge ship. It's not even the biggest ship it was at the time, but now it's not as big in comparison to big ships today. But because that was literally up like this and then broke in half and then sunk all the way down to the bottom of the Atlantic, that fascinates me and scares me at the same time.
If you had the option to go actually down to where the Titanic sunk, would you?
Before the submarine thing, I would say yes, but after that, I'm like, well, I don't. If it was like a lot more professional, like if I was with James Cameron, probably yes, because he's like he's been to the Titanic like what 30 times or something like that, and he spoke into the submarine thing. And he was like, yeah, the way they did it was just very like unprofessional. Like they were using like a PS2 controller or something to control the whole thing. Like it was all just suspicious all the way around. So if I knew that it was really safe and it was really like tested, then yes, probably I would. But I would have hesitancy for it. I think I would actually rather go to space before I do that.
I was gonna say, I think you would go to space beforehand. I can
Yeah.
understand because space, like you were saying, I think it's more, we know more about what's out in space, or at least we explored more of space than we have the ocean. So, I don't know.
Kinda. I mean, we have more experience sending satellites and sending humans out to space and bringing them back successfully. I think the Earth is covered in so much water, and there's so many deep areas that we haven't explored
Mm-hmm.
with a human that I'm like, no, I just wouldn't want to. Like we can do a lot with technology now and submersion technology and the way that it's advanced, but still there's so many areas like you guys were saying that we haven't explored.
Yeah, I don't know the statistics exactly for each, but I think I'd still choose the ocean. There's just something about space that I'm just like, oh, maybe next time, but not before the ocean.
I think my last thing on fears is I think there are a lot of irrational fears that lead to irrational behavior. For example, like my dad is afraid of stepping on a sea urchin or running into a shark, and he refuses to go swim in the sea. And I'm like, that's silly, because you're missing out on such an experience of being able to swim against the waves and then use the wave. Like, it's fun, But maybe that's because when I was younger, I did it so much that and I didn't have that fear. But I don't know. It is interesting because sometimes there are irrational fears and they lead to irrational behavior. Sometimes people hoard a lot of stuff because they, have this fear that they're going to lose that memory of a person or those memories with that stuff. So,
Or me with cables.
cables.
I have a hoarding problem with cables because I have the fear of like, well, you never know when you're going to need it.
Or, oh my gosh, or iPhone boxes. There's so many people that hoard like Apple product boxes.
I have mine, but I only keep the box of the current Apple device that I have. I don't see a reason why you'd keep one unless you have like an old iPhone. Like, I wish I kept my old iPhone. You have your old iPhone 4. I wish I kept mine, but I don't have mine anymore. I would be keeping that.
I still have my iPhone 4. I don't know. I think I just like set it aside and then forgot about it and rediscovered it recently. And Caleb was all about it.
Yeah, I was all about it.
Yeah. One day I'll get over my irrational fear of sharks. I don't even know why I'm scared of it, but I am.
I can see why.
But you'll get over your maybe one day.
I'm
One
gonna
day.
look down. I'm just
Just
gonna
don't look down.
don't look down.
Just look up.
What about heights?
yeah. I like what are you?
Like, do you have a big fear of heights?
Or is it just stuff below you that you can't see?
I would say that I am more okay with heights than with not being able to see what's below me. But then that leads me to feel the feeling of like, or leads me to think of the feeling of falling when I realize how high I'm. Like if I can see below me, then I'm like, okay, that's a little unsettling. If I can see out a window and I see like the tips of buildings, that doesn't bother me that much. It's more of like when I think of falling, if I see what's down below.
There's like in video games, I don't know how much like y'all would be able to like it's hard to explain, but like whenever you're playing a game, if you like reach a part of the section that hasn't really been developed, it's just a void. And so like for example, like in Minecraft, if you stack everything up to as tall as it can be, it will get to a point where like the ground isn't rendered. And I remember whenever I'd play games like that, I would jump off and I'm just playing a game. I'm fully safe. But though I would jump off and I don't know like what's coming, and I would like look up to where I did jump, I would have that sinking feeling of like, ooh, like as I was going down.
Yeah, the sinking feeling. You feel your stomach sink.
Yeah.
Does that kind of unsettle you?
It does a little bit, but I don't know if it's more of like a fear or just like, no, it's a fear. It's a fear.
That's fair. What about many irrational fears?
What about roller coasters then?
As I get older, I'm a little like unnerved when I'm going down.
Okay.
What about you? Do you have a fear of or like an unsettling?
I don't ride roller coasters.
But in general, with like falling, do you have an unsettling sensation?
Not really. The only thing I can think of is when I'm dreaming and I wake up and I was dreaming that I was falling. That's the only time I feel unsettled. Like I'm waking up and I have the sensation as if I was falling, but I jolt up and I was just in my bed.
Or yeah, like when people trip and they kind of jerk. Like,
Yeah, it's that sensation of, what am I doing? I might be making this go crazy, but
It's fine. I'll fix it in post.
okay. But yeah, no, I don't like that.
Do you think you would ever skydive?
That is foolish. No. My brother's done skydiving.
Yeah.
I want to do skydiving.
I don't want to do that. That sounds extremely unsafe.
I want to do, have you seen wingsuit gliding?
Is that
Like a squirrel?
rat?
Yes.
Like a sugar glider. He wants to be a sugar glider.
I want to be a sugar glider. That looks fun. I think it came from whenever I saw it's Transformers 3. Actually, there was a scene where like the soldiers were like going through buildings.
Chicago.
Yeah. That looks so much fun to me, but I would have to do training and make sure that I'm actually proficient in being able to do that because I would go splat.
What a great way to end the podcast on irrational fears.
Yeah.
Going splat.
I'll end it with the quote from Drake and Josh where they do the skydiving instruction.
You gonna squat,
Squat,
pray,
pray,
leap,
leap,
and then touchdown.
touchdown.
Yes, sir. That's SPLAT.
That spells splat.
Oh man.
All right. Well, on that note,
Wrapping it up.
wrapping it up.